Hey fellow gamers, Chatty Sisa here. It looks like the closer we get to Crimson Desert's release date, the more details and information we're getting, and I'll be honest, the more I see and hear, the more impressed I am. We've recently got the Black Space engine tech review video by Digital Foundry, and several impressive features have been introduced again, so let's not waste time and check out the most important bits. Plus, we have more information about the exact game's release window worldwide. As mentioned, Digital Foundry has been in touch with Pearl Abyss, and that's how we got the high-level overview of the game's technology, which is developed by the studio on their own Black Space engine. The features they were showcasing were captured at native 4K, targeting 60 FPS on ultra settings on a machine powered by a Ryzen 9 7900X3D, paired with 32 GB of system memory and a Radeon RX 7900 XTX. I'll post, of course, the respective link to the original vid in the description below as usual. And for those who have missed it before, here are again briefly also the release platforms and system requirements on the screen. As per Zephyrus on X, the game will support AMD FSR Redstone Ray regeneration following Call of Duty Black Ops 7, and it will also feature NVIDIA DLSS 4 with multi-frame regeneration. From the content of the tech review, I'd like to highlight the excellent capture of the day and night cycles. How the light and shadows have moved, not just from the natural sources like the sunshine or moonlight, but also the additional light sources like torches, for example. The reviewers mentioned how really dark the night has been within the game, giving you a very realistic feeling. The same goes for the weather and the various biomes we can see within the game. For me personally, as I've already previously said, the night sky looks fantastic, and I'll probably spend a good portion of the game just admiring it. But talking about the environments aside from the sky, your surroundings will be highly destructible, so the world of Pywell is definitely very interactive. And when we mentioned the weather previously, the rain particles in the game, and especially at night, were specifically pointed out by Digital Foundry. It's something we've rarely seen done right in games so far, but here Pearl Abyss really nailed it. Aside from the vid itself, also several posts on X have highlighted, for example, the very impressive water physics and reflections, plus the ability to use boats in the game as well. So if you get tired of all the other means of travel across Pywell, there you go. Feel free to go exploring the world also this way. The vast amount of tools, weapons, various combat combos and travel options have been praised as well within some early reviews, while the reviewers also mentioned that the studio is listening very closely to player feedback and has been constantly improving and updating the game since they've played the demo last year. That for me is already a very positive information, because the game was clearly made with the right target audience in mind and an emphasis to make the gameplay as enjoyable as possible. We have also received in the meantime an update on who the voice actors are in the game. As you probably know, I've been wondering about them already for some time and specifically couldn't exactly pinpoint who the VA for Cliff, our main protagonist, is. Lo and behold, my guess on the two most probable actors was completely wrong, and it is in fact Alec Newman in the English version of the game. And the reason why his voice sounded so very much familiar to me is a very impressive list of games which he has already taken part in, like the Divinity Original Sin games, multiple Witcher and Dragon Age games, to name just a few. Some might even remember him playing Paul Atreides in that version of Dune that was adapted in the year 2000 into a TV miniseries. But as I've said, his list of movies, TV appearances and games is truly impressive. The same goes naturally also for Rebecca Hansen as Damien, whom you also heard already in other games like Stellar Blade, where she voiced Eve, or Dragon's Dogma 2, Baldur's Gate 3, followed by many other games and TV series appearances. Stuart Scudamore, who voiced the orc Unka, is a well-known actor and voice actor too, with roles in games like Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers, Baldur's Gate 3, or several Assassin's Creed and Warhammer 40k games, to name just a few from his bio. Pearl Abyss really made a great choice here with the voice actors, and Crimson Desert will be clearly brilliant not just visually, but acoustically as well. Now let's talk about the mentioned release window. The game will release at exactly the same time for everyone worldwide, which will be Thursday, the 19th of March, exactly at 22 UTC globally, or in other words, 10 PM UTC. That's the afternoon for our US players, evening hours in Brazil, UK or across Europe, and early morning hours of March the 20th for Asia or Australia. This was posted, by the way, amongst other media, also on Fextra Live, where already a dedicated Crimson Desert wiki page has been created for future walkthroughs, locations, quests, and everything you'll need from an in-depth game guide. I will post, of course, both links in the description below so you can mark the pages for yourself. Last but not least, the Crimson Desert social media have reported that as of the 3rd of March, so 16 days before release, the game surpassed 3 million wishlists. That's a fantastic number, and I really think this confirms what many people have been already stating. If the game can deliver on everything it has shown so far in little bits and pieces, then this is absolutely a GOTY contender for the year 2026. I have no doubt here. I'm really looking forward to it, even though I wasn't expecting to play an open world game again so soon, but this one looks to be definitely worth it. Let me know in the comments below what you've liked the most from all the Crimson Desert bits we've seen so far, and if you have also wishlisted or maybe even pre-ordered the game already. And if you've made it this far in the vid, don't forget to hit the like or subscribe button, it will be very much appreciated. I'd like to thank you very much for watching, stay tuned and game on!